Oh, hello, hello. Okay, I'm just gonna. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the CEO's perspective. We're back. I'm so excited that we're back. And we're speaking to none other than Londy Mazwide. I'm very excited. Hi to everyone who's joining in. And I've just sent Ulondi an invite, and we're just going to wait for her to join in. Hi, Kia. How are you? Hello, Mukwena. Okay, there's Londi. Great. Let's see if we can invite her. Okay. Okay, there. Hi, everyone. It's great to see you. We're back with the CEO's perspective, and we are having Londy Mazwide.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. How are you?
Oh my God, my phone keeps letting me down.
It's okay.
Hi.
I've literally been trying to set up my station as well. It's yeah.
Guys,
A lot
that's too going on.
Yeah, a lot is going on in the background. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And how are you?
I am good. I'm excited to chat to you today and find out a bit more about who Londy is. I actually follow you, or I connected with you rather on LinkedIn first. And yeah,
Okay.
it's quite strange that now I'm interviewing you. So yeah,
Twitter to Twitter to Instagram.
sorry.
I'm saying from LinkedIn to Twitter to Instagram.
Yes. So I'm very excited to find out about your journey. I know that we have to keep it short because you are having load shedding soon, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Yeah, I just would like you to introduce yourself because we know you as this great person who is an events extraordinaire. But we want to know about Ulondi, how did she grow up? What was her background like? I think you grew up in Durban, right?
Yes, in KZN.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ulondi, from Emandeni, just out of KZN, just a small city out of Durban. I studied a place called Stenga in my community, and then came here to Durban to study. I studied marketing. While studying marketing, I realized I love that side of things. I then ventured into and I concentrated more. But prior to starting the business, I went to live in the UK for about
Oh, wow.
4 years. Yes. I lived in the UK 4 years just to gain experience, just to gain. That's when I like to work for anyone. I want to work for myself and I open my own business. But prior to coming here, I learned a lot from the UK. No, I'm not going to work for anyone. But in the I went to work for Department as a PA to manager, where I was liaising with a lot of businessmen and businesswomen, and I realized time I just pursue what I want to do, and then started my business.
Wow.
But I'm a businesswoman. I'm a mom. I'm a sister. I've got 3 kids. I really like most. Yeah, my kids they drive me to do that I do is centered around my family.
Yeah. Wow. What do I plug into first? There's so much. Okay. You went to live in the UK and you spoke about how that sort of informed you learned a lot from living in the UK. I live in the UK as well, by the way, so we have that in common. Yes,
but a lot is
yeah, right, actually. Yeah, I'm very fascinated by the fact that you also went into like a 9 to 5 job. So you also have that discipline of knowing that you have to apply yourself in the things that you do, which also explains why you've become so successful in your business. And I just want to know, when did you actually start running your business? Because I understand that you've been running it for 14 years.
Yes. So I actually registered the business in 2008, but to actually say that I'm running it, I ran with it in 2008.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's a very long time.
Yeah, it's been.
And how old were you when you started the business? Were you very young?
I was very young. I didn't even know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Having worked with a space where I meet a lot of businessmen and businesswomen, I learned, that you don't postpone your dreams. You need to, as soon as God, that's important to go ahead and start with sometimes we time to start and you keep saying, I'm going to start next year. There's never a right time to start a business. You just get on it and get started.
Yeah. And okay, so you spoke about how in the beginning you were sort of trying to like suss out, okay, how does this thing work? How am I going to do it? What are some of the failures that you think you were confronted with when you were starting that somebody else can learn from?
Okay, so when I started a business, to specify this, I never started. I started construction. I was once attacked. Yes, I was once attacked on theater spaces and everywhere else. People do not know all my businesses because I show people. Events, I love doing events. What I know, but when I started construction, I realized that it's not my like what I'm doing. Money, you understand?
Yeah.
That I've neglected construction business. I still do. I had a few projects, but that's what I work. What I've done. I want to find, and I like to liaise with. I always say, don't go if you don't like to because it's a business that requires you to deal with different characters of people. So for me, I've had a lot of failing till today. Business has never know. So for I've had to face a lot of challenges that I've asked myself, does God really want me? I feel like whenever I challenge, it comes a big challenge, but for me, it's always been the passionate about what you do. Always remember why you started.
Wow. Yeah. So many nuggets that I got from there. Okay, the first one is the last one you just said, which is always remember why you started. What is your why? When you're starting a business, because then that will inform why you should be doing that thing. You mentioned the fact that you started with construction, and your why at the time was, I want to make money. And you speak about passion and the fact that obviously you're gonna have to put your everything into this project, and if there's only 10% of you that actually likes what you're doing, then 10% is what you're going to get back. So there's a lot of nuggets from what you're saying, and I see a lot of people are actually writing things I can't even keep up right now.
And I want to stress, I don't want to cut, but I just stress it's okay to fail. Everyone showing wins, and we are always win, and every fail we come to. It's okay to fail in business. All fail. I failed to today, but I've had to wake up and give up on. Understand that business is.
Wow. Yeah. I like that. I think people, when we see people succeeding, we forget that there are failures, there are rejections, there are no's that you still continue to get, because it's just on a larger scale. That's all. But that's so true that I think the reason why people never step into business is because they are scared to fail. The reason why they never scale is because they are scared to fail. So I absolutely love that. All right, so you spoke about how you started in construction and then you moved to events. Please tell us about your journey in events and how you managed to grow your business before we go into your baby, which is your flower business. I also want to know more about that, but how were you able to grow and sustain your business to what it is today?
Okay, so first of all, transitioning from one business to another is never easy because
Yeah.
it takes you need to treat each and every business as a different, and you can't put them together. Because
Yeah.
whenever construction and events fail, then the business. I would also like to say, for me, transitioning construction events was a huge move because a lot of people knew me for they knew what I like construction, what I'm passionate about. But then when I introduced events, people were like, "So now you do events. What are you doing?" So sometimes what is inside you, what showing them people doing. So how I transition events to construction, I registered. I went to the department. I was like, guys, I'm ready to do events. I'm ready. Then I was given a chance, and I trusted me down, and that was, and then it moved to private sector. That events, and then started to weddings, which was weddings. I had to go for training, go for master classes. You know, in the process, you need, sometimes we want to start ready to go, and then it took me, okay, here's event styling, course for events. Let me just go so that I can learn about you wanting to be the best, about knowing that there are other people whom you can learn from. So for me, I had to put information, I had to go for me to learn. So it was project management, which I did my former university. I then started project management. I attended master class. I even I attended class. I learned so much from her. I then went to Beverly Hills course for days here in Durban. I went there, put my pride aside, and I went there and I went to learn.
Wow.
But they are not ready to learn. And if you are not ready to learn, because when you learn how they make mistakes.
Well, so do you think that it's because, do you think upskilling yourself and sort of learning from other people is what was able to sort of set you apart? Because you were then able to refine that skill. The more you learned how to sort of create a space for yourself within the industry.
Exactly. I always say, a man you living alone, like in an island. You need other people. You need other trainers. Because one will need to hire a chair from me. Now, if you don't speak to me, if you don't want to learn from me, then the problem. If you don't want to follow your competitors, you want to follow them on how they are doing their work, then you are about to fail. We are all here to learn. It has always been a.
Wow. No, I hear you. I hear you. I guess it's also building relationships is something that I hear that you're mentioning, is that it's important to build relationships in as much as people sometimes are your competitors, but especially when you're building, it's good to create those relationships with other people, learn from other people as well. That's very powerful.
Yeah.
So how then did you go into the floral business? Because you gave birth to this baby during the pandemic when everyone was losing their minds.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me start a floral business.
Okay.
How did that come from?
I was just
Okay, there.
create these floral Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So for me, it has always been, what else can I do within the events industry that can link to what I'm already doing? So flowers were the one that, okay, let me just do something, package them in a different, when COVID hits, we never anticipated that it's going to be such a long time.
Yeah.
But I have income to my staff, income to run, because at the end there was no. So
Yeah.
decided I'm gonna arrange these florals, and when it's someone's birthday, we're gonna deliver, because people are celebrating. It's COVID, people are staying at home, they still have birthdays, they still, still want to enjoy, intimacy. So I then paid flowers, balloons. So that was able to pay for my staff salary.
That's actually amazing how you were able to diversify within your business. But I like the fact that you are like, okay, what is it that links with what I'm already doing, and how can I diversify within my scope? And it's like sort of like having an event coming in, like, let me go into engineering. Like it's off. Whereas with the floral business, it would make sense in the mind of the customer.
Yeah.
And also, it's great to diversify for situations like this where there are situations that are beyond your control. You still have other sort of streams of income within the business, which is also great. So, what is in the pipeline for you, ma'am? It sounds like you are never satisfied. You want to always do more and more and more.
What's in the pipeline is have and own like a wedding venue. It has always been my dream. I have about it, and I trust that God will make it become reality, because at the moment I want a place where people can celebrate their parties, people can celebrate anniversaries. It's just become it's a even party. It is. That's been my dream. One day he will make us.
Wow. Well, we wish you all the best with that. My next question, before I let you go, is, as women, sometimes we are doing too many things. Like, we have to run businesses, we also have family as well. Do you believe in such a thing called work-life balance? Do you think there is balance? And how are you able to balance your work life as well as your family life?
Okay, so one of the most important thing when trying to find balance, it's about knowing that when I'm home, it's time for me to spend time with kids. Mom, when I get home, I take my laptop, I put it aside, take my as their mother. They don't look at me as this woman, but they look at me emotionally. They need me physically present at home. I always say when we wait, so when you get home, it's all together. But when you go to work, when you see me at home and when you see me at work, we are two different people. Because at work, because I'm making, this is about my business. This is about the bread where I need to feed my family. But at the same time, you need to be able to find balance as a human being. Know that when you're home, but when you go to work, you're a boss. You have people that are looking up to you. Even when you go out, it's important to carry yourself a certain way, because you're a role model. I do events, and sometimes when I get there, I can no longer, and I cannot behave like myself. Some people are looking up to me. I'm a mentor to some people. So even when I have drinks, I behave myself. If I want to drink, I need to go home, because if these people who are looking up to me down, it means I behave myself. So we were all together. But one thing that is challenging is there is watching what you do.
Yeah, very true. You mentioned something that's actually very to me right now, where you said, as women, we wear different hats. So when you are at work, you are wearing a different hat, and you are able to separate the two. And we as women are obviously, most of us, not all of us, are very, maybe like a message comes in and then it upsets you, and or maybe something happened at home is affecting how you are actually performing at work. How are you able to sort of switch that off? How are you able to switch that off to say, okay, I'm at work now and this is what I need to be focusing on? What are some of the tools that you use to sort of separate the two?
Okay, I said to you, I take my business seriously, my source of income. So,
Yeah.
as I said to you, I equip myself quite a lot by reading certain books, by attending certain courses, by, sure that as a manager or the leader of the business, I know how to behave, what to say to my employees. Because remember, as a kid, up to me. But when I go to work as well, employees looking up to me, you understand? The way I address them, the way I speak to them, it's very important, because sometimes I play a role of a mother. Some people, they don't have a figure. So you change characters here, one place to another. But one thing that I draw straight is, I always have to pray. I live on prayer. As soon as I wake up, I start to pray, like, may I become the person God wants me to be. There's a lot of people who are looking up to me. So when I go to work, already I'm in prayer, When work, I pray as well, declare good things about my business, declare, the fact that these employees are dependent on me. Because if I deal with this vision that you've given me, then it means they're unemployed. So I model Christianity within my business at home.
Sorry. Hey, I think the last question. I have some. Something was stuck in my. Sorry. My last question. I'm even losing my voice.
Can you find water? Sorry.
My last question was around unemployment in the country. What is your viewpoint with regards to unemployment in the country?
For me, it's sad what our country has. Sometimes we want employees want to have as many as we want. COVID, I've had to, give some of my employees because no money to pay them. It was a salary of 35,000. Comes COVID, you can no longer pay the person because they are sitting at home. They are not you don't. So the level of unemployment keeps rising because some of the youth, people are going through depression, people are motivated, people are graduates, but they don't have employment. They are provide, where can you experience if you are university? Which reminds me, I'm going to DUT such issues, but I hope there's marriage day. You can see mentally this person maybe home. There's a lot of work that we do, but at the same time, if the business is not making that over that cater for people, then the economic problem worsens. So I don't know what my view about. If you have a job, try and keep it. Carry yourself in a certain way, because really jobs are scarce at the moment. In my business, I'd like to employ more people. People send their CVs. Like to have them on board in my, and it hurts.
Yeah.
The level of unemployment keeps rising.
Yeah. My last question, I promise you,
Can still go.
Is what are your parting words for somebody who's starting out a business, or a young woman who has been running her business for a while, but she's sort of afraid to scale to like the next level? So what are some of your words? Because I'm sure you can imagine the mind and space they must be in, because you were once there, you know. What would your words of encouragement be for them?
Well, I'd say the person who's starting, I'd actually tell them that starting and running a business are two different.
Yeah.
We are always rushing. We are in a rush to see. That's not the important. Sin is something different. What we show on social media is what we want, showing achievement, winning. But behind the clothes, there's a failure. I'm going to once again that nobody wants to fail. People know that once you fail, it's not the end. So
Yeah.
I still fail till today. Wake up and I go to do anything. Like, I should have. That is a failure. I'm going to take it to the end. I'm going to make sure that But the way we are in a rush, visuals,
Yeah.
social media is busy rushing us. Everyone wants to buy a car. Everyone wants to show that I've made got a house. But you know, our children run your own pace, your own pace.
Yeah.
That is someone who's already in business. I want to say who's already in business, I want to say to you, focus. You know, once you've built, once you have people who trust you and who are there to support you, make sure you don't disappoint them, because we have a tendency, including myself, we have a tendency of saying, I've made it. You know, clients are going to come looking at me. You know, I'm the thing. I've arrived. No one has arrived.
Yeah.
Not arrived. Actually, you should be working hard because the competitors are behind you. There's always new people coming in. Events are worse.
Yeah.
Events are worse because it's an industry where it's oversaturated. Too many people. Everyone wants to start events. It's very easy to do that.
Yeah.
Just setting up a table and taking a beautiful picture, you're good to go. You know, put your work on social media, people are ready. But I want to say, and now specify this, you have not arrived. The journey is still, you know.
Yeah.
So we have to keep pressing forward. We have to all odds. There are so many challenges. Things are always going to be there. Business, you wake up to a different every day.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is to keep pushing forward. You know, it's so discouraging. You know, during COVID, it was so discouraging to wake up and calling a certain business. Oh, I want to, and they tell you, no, we're no longer in. Shut down. You know, you then ask yourself, who am I to pray forward? Where do I get strength? Because so many things are happening around the world, but if you know why, it's always about solving.
Yeah.
Your why will always be different.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. My last question is I'm gonna leave my promise. So my last question would be with regards to, okay, we all know that it's difficult, especially for for the brown child. It is very difficult in trying to start a business, only because we do not necessarily always have capital to start a business. So and we always have to look at solutions like funding, and it's not always easy to get funding, especially when you're a startup. I don't think you necessarily get the capital that you actually need. You know, it always has to be at a certain level, and then you sort of grow from there. So I wanted to find out from you, how did you do it? How were you able to sort of get access to capital? Did you work and then put money aside and then only used that up and then sort of got into funding? How did you do it?
Okay, you know, I'm gonna. Everyone believes you need capital to start a business, a vision to start a business.
Yeah.
All you need a plan to start. There are institutions like is there. When you do projects, for example, if you get a tender, it's even worse with events. Events are happening now. You need to have now. But there are institutions that are as have your paperwork. It's
Yeah.
you will. I actually can't. If I have work, I go there and ask for work for them to work. They will provide us. When I get paid, Tyler takes their money, a little bit of interest, and then I get profits. But I don't or the idea that we have to think that you need to have money to start a business. Only need it. There are so many governments that are ready to assist. I want to go there. We all believe that for me to start a business, I need a million. You just need a vision. Another Saturday when we had a talk, she just put it on social. I'm actually selling suits, and then she started getting. Then, like, okay, so what do I do? Who do I? Had a vision. The rest, it's not a necessity. You just need a vision. Let's just be lazy. We are too lazy. Negative things. You just need to be positive. You have a vision and just run with your vision. Scripture from the says, for as long as you have it, put it down, run with it. That's what.
I hear you. Power there. Write the vision down. I don't know if we would have time to go through all the messages that people have. There are too many. There are too many.
Take a few.
I think most of them are just. I see comments. Okay. This one I don't understand. She fetches. Okay. This one is a comment. The lady is black. Mazwide is always hot. She takes gorgeousness to another level. She fetches her own bag. Hustles. How is she? I wish she can teach. And another one. Okay, somebody was talking about the sound being distorted a bit.
Sorry about that.
Please ask Londy to hold the cell phone because it's giving an echo. Okay, that was the sound issue.
Okay.
And then, okay, somebody else said the same thing. Okay, sound. All right. Oh, people have been complaining about the network.
Yeah, guys, it's low. There's nothing we can do. There's low everywhere.
Yeah, no, there was nothing we could do about that. We're so sorry, guys, but it was a network thing. It had nothing to do with her phone. And then I saw a comment there.
We can open the floor if there's anyone to ask a question.
Yeah, if you have any questions, please do send them now before she has to go. Your friend Dr. Lou was here. She says, please fix the sound. We are missing out. Askisi, Dr. Lou. All right. You see, people have been joining. Just trying to get okay. This Monday, you should do more interviews. Women like you are what we need to watch.
Oh,
Please.
okay.
Yes, take notes,
I'm
please.
taking notes.
And then big ups Mazwide. On your personal life, are you still looking into dating again? Okay, people. I know.
Oh, obviously, how I go. I will date.
Okay. Preach Mazwide. Okay, your friend comes for
I'm gonna date and I'm gonna get married again. I did say we fail, but we move forward.
Yes, yes, we continue. All right. Yeah, I think people are just showing hearts. Yeah, you have a lot of fans. I'm literally struggling to go. Okay, yeah. So if anyone has questions, you can shoot them through. At what time do we have to end the live for you?
1:30.
Okay, 1:30. Guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section, and then yeah, and then we'll be able to answer. She'll be able to answer any questions you might have. Please, 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 before 1:30, you have a few minutes. A few minutes. Okay. People are joining instead. I don't know what's going on. It's good, but they have 8 minutes.
Okay. Do you?
Okay.
Another.
But that means I can ask my questions as well. See, I'd opened up the floor, but nobody's asking. Instead, people keep joining and joining. Are you willing to start a women empowerment program? Is the first question.
I love. I'm passionate about. I will do it.
Yeah.
I love to see women win. I was just looking at and then I was see women wearing their gowns and some of them really I've just posted and she's already in business, already helping him up. So it's beautiful to see women.
Yeah. So you would start a women empowerment?
I will.
Yes, thank you. Second question is, are you currently mentoring any young entrepreneurs?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot, but also mentorship is you need to do to the world, because I always think, you've done and that person helping each other, but I believe to let that person take actually see them running. And yeah.
Okay, good. Noted.